My next project for Web 2.0 Tech for Instruction, and we're going to be creating a lesson today with Edpuzzle. So Edpuzzle is an interactive video platform that allows teachers to import a video and then subsequently add in an assessment within it. That could be post-assessment, it could be pre-assessment, and you can add in as many questions as you want. It will stop the video itself, so that way teachers can have the students forcibly think about what they're watching, and it's just a great tool. So let's look at it. So in this lesson, we are going to be talking about a 4th grade fractions lesson. In Edpuzzle, you can see how many students are in the class, who needs to finish, how many responses that need to be graded, and you can even see my gradebook and all the different videos that we're doing. So for this fraction lesson, you can see that testing 1 student finished the whole video, but testing 2 student didn't. You can see that there's no grade because I have to go and grade. That's what the blue button is. You can see where I share the assignment, delete assignments, turn on closed captioning, and prevent skipping. The great thing about this is that when I go in for the open-ended questions, I can either say that things are correct and immediately give a grade, or I can say things are wrong. So when I go in and I look at each individual question, I'm able to mark correct and I'm able to mark wrong. So that was from the teacher side of things, and I'm going to skip ahead so I can show you what it looks like on the student side. So this is the view that the student would see. They can see their tabs at the bottom and notice that they're in gray, which means that they have not been graded yet. The green means that it was a correct response, and the red means that it was an incorrect response. The student would watch through the video, and then it would come to one of the gray dots. It stops the video, and it makes the student answer the question related to the video. And if you see here, it says what symbol goes between 2/5 and 2/77. Now, if I'm paying attention to the video or I'm not paying attention to the video, I'm going to supply my answer before I can submit and continue watching that video. So I got it wrong. That's my immediate feedback. And you can see that all my teacher's grades have plugged in. So I have 2 green and 3 red. If I go to my classes, I can see that I have things unfinished. I can go back to the video at any time and I can finish watching it. I can go back to any of my questions, but I cannot resubmit my answers unless my teacher would allow me to. You can see here in the teacher's point of view that I'm only 50% through the lesson and that I did not get a passing grade as testing 2 student. So that would be how the student can keep track of themselves and how the teacher can keep track. So that was a short demo of how I would specifically use a lesson for this. If you'd like to see the whole video, please feel free to go to the other video on my channel on YouTube. So here, if you'd like to pause and read through it, is the rubric that I created with my group, and I gave Edpuzzle a 90% based on this rubric. It did exceed my expectations when it came to some of the specifics for grading, for being age appropriate and being reliable, because a lot of it does have to depend on the teacher and the use. So please feel free to pause and read through my specific comments. Now for the lesson plan, I am going based off the 5E, so let's get started. For Engage, they're going to be utilizing fraction strips that were made in a previous lesson. Students go through the link that you can have right there, and they answer the questions. Then they're going to work in pairs of 2 to use dominoes, where they're going to create a fraction based off what they pull. They're going to pull 3 to 5 pairs and document on manila paper. Then they're going to be given 3 minutes to pair, square, share, and the teacher will use a PowerPoint after they do that to read, solve, and discuss, and students can make changes to the hypothesis from the original. So here's where you would get the link for pair, square, share, and here's where you would get the information for the PowerPoint. Please pause so that you can get those. For Elaborate, they're going to do an activity called the Twisted Toppings Pizza Parlor. It's a hands-on activity, and there are the 3 resources: the teacher page, the student page, and the resources. Their goal is to create a pizza and then to explain everything. So the rubric would have what it's divided. You can pause to read it through, but basically it's just a very strict rubric on what they would need to do. So this is my short little overview of Edpuzzle. Let me know what you think.